reaching in 10. A packet of chips? I'm already running late. Okay, sure, I'll get it. And a can of Pepsi? And nachos too? Uh, okay, I'll get it. Bye. Have you ever been in a similar situation where you didn't want to do something but you still did it just because someone else asked you to? Well, that is compliance. Compliance is changing one's behavior at someone else's request or in the direction of someone else's request. Although you may have the option of saying a no, you simply choose not to and comply instead. We will be using the door in the face technique in this experiment. In this technique, a larger demand is made at first, and at the refusal of the same, a smaller and a more reasonable demand is then made. We conducted this experiment in the Juhu vicinity on the youth aged 18 to 24. There were two groups, experimental and control. The control group was asked to share an Instagram reel from our Psych committee page to 3 other friends, and on refusal, no further requests were made. However, the experimental group was asked to post the same Instagram reel on their stories, and on refusal, they were then asked to share the same reel to 3 other friends, this being the lesser and more reasonable demand as in the control. A hypothesis for the experiment is the probability of an individual complying increases when a particular and a specific technique is used, door in the face in our case. Come, let's see how it turned out to be.
There's this event happening which can be from the PR. So we would want you to like and share the post for the.
Sorry, I'm too busy. Next time, maybe. All the best.
And one of our events is coming up, and we are from the PR. So if it is possible, can you like and share this reel to 3 of your friends? No. I'm sorry, guys. I'll go and try it.
These clips show that when we directly place a request to the participants, their reply was mostly a no, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Now let's see whether this changes when compliance is used.
So we're from the psychology department of NMIMS, and we have an upcoming event. So we're from the PR team, we're promoting it. So do you mind opening your Instagram? Yeah, and can you please open this page? Psychology committee NMIMS. Yeah, if you see the first reel, it's about our event. Yeah. So do you mind sharing this on your story? Sure, okay, then do you mind sharing it to 2 or 3 of your friends and like it also? Thank you so much. Psychology department of NMIMS, and so we are from the PR department and we're having a festival coming up. So for the promotions, can you please open this Instagram page on your phone? Psychology committee NMIMS. Is about our festival. So do you mind liking it and sharing it on your story?
I don't really want to share it on my story, but I can share it with my friends.
Yeah, okay, that works. Just you can share with your friends. Thank you to the psychology department of NMIMS, and we are from the PR team, and we have this upcoming event in the month of March. So we're promoting the event. Can you please open this Instagram page on your psychology committee? And also NMIMS. If you see, the first latest reel is about our upcoming festival. So do you mind liking it and sharing it on your story? Sorry, I can't share it on my story. Okay, then do you mind like sharing it to your friends and asking them? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank Thank you so much.
As we can see in the clips, 7 out of 11 people who were part of our control group denied the request of our volunteers to follow the Instagram handle, whereas 7 out of 9 people who were part of experimental group at the end agreed to our request for them to follow the Instagram handle of our psychology department. According to the results that were observed and noted, we can successfully say that our hypothesis stands to be correct.
So regarding this experiment, we were kind of testing on how participants would answer based on this concept of compliance. We use certain techniques. So we wanted to check how the participants were answering. So thank you so much for
So the main purpose of the conduction of the experiment was to see how compliance technique works in order to influence the decision of a person to do a simple durable task which, if the technique was not used, they wouldn't have done in the first go. As we can see in the experiment, that compliance is a very simple technique that people use in everyday life to influence a person's decision, and we can see people using this technique in different areas such as PR, marketing, sales, etc. So for parents, you must have seen your children coming up to you and saying, "Can I go to this very fancy restaurant?" And when you deny, they come up with a very small, simple, doable request, and you feel like, okay, well, I denied that request, I might as well agree to this request. Well, guess what? It's just a compliance technique. Another example could be when someone asks you to do a favor and you agree to it. It's called compliance, and that's what we've done in our entire experiment.